It's wintertime here in Glens Falls, and you know what that means. There's lots of fun to be had. And 2021 is no exception. This year, our city is hosting an ice lantern contest at Crandall Park to ring our beautiful skating pond with sparkling lights and enjoy the creativity of all our friends and neighbors. So let's see what you can do. Grab your bucket, turn on your faucet, and then discover what a cold night or two can do to transform these simple, free materials into objects of beauty. Hello, Glens Falls. I'm Dana Stimson, one of your neighbors, and I'm making this video today to show you how to make an ice lantern. All you need to do it is a bucket and some water and some good cold winter temperatures. And I picked today to do it because the forecast is showing that we'll have temperatures in the single digits over the next few nights. And that's the ideal time to do it. Really cold at night and not above freezing during the day. So I'm outside. This is where the freezing is going to occur, but first I need to fill my bucket with some water. And for that, I'm going inside. So I'll see you in a minute in my kitchen. So here I am in my kitchen, and I'm about to fill my bucket with water. This is going to take a little while, so I'll talk to you here. So the way this works is I'm using a 5-gallon bucket. You can use other sizes of buckets, but this is the only size I've ever used myself. If you want to see some other creative ways of going about this, there are tons of videos about this on YouTube. You can do things like, you know, put sprigs of evergreens in there, berries in there. I'm sure there are lots of other ideas. I think in Glens Falls, they don't want you to use anything except natural materials, so be aware of that. But you're very welcome to put things like that in there. So right now, I'm maybe not quite a quarter full. So what's going to happen is I'm going to set this outside in the cold, and it will start to freeze. Just to see what I mean, here's a nice lantern I made last year while it was outside freezing. This is going to freeze in from the edges and down from the top. And the trick is to unmold it before it freezes all the way through. It's going to kind of leave a column in the middle on the bottom of unfrozen water, so that when we take it out of the bucket a couple days, it usually takes me a couple days. I don't know why it takes that long, but it does. When we take it out, we'll have a cylinder and of ice with a column in the middle where you can place your candle for this candle lantern. So here it is, not quite full, but I like to leave a little bit of extra room at the top. And that way, as I carry it back outside, it won't slosh all over the place. It's kind of heavy for me. So I'm gonna try to get it out of the sink. And now we're gonna head back outdoors. So here I am with my heavy bucket of water, and I'm just going to set it here and I'll check on it. It's supposed to go down to, I think, around 4 or 5 degrees tonight, and I'm going to check it in the morning. I don't think it will have frozen quite enough yet, but we'll check it a couple times. But I think in a day or two we'll have a candle lantern ready to go. Well, there's our ice bucket. It's been curing since yesterday morning, and it's now about 3 in the afternoon the following day. And I'm here to check the ice. It's a little tricky to see, especially on the video probably, but as I look closely at it, I don't think I have more than maybe 1.5 inches of ice from the top, and probably about the same thickness of ice from the edges of the bucket. So I'd like that ice to be a whole lot thicker than that. It got down to, I think, 1 degree overnight. And then today it's been in the upper teens and low 20s. It's currently 24 degrees. And we expect another real cold one tonight. So I think one more night at least before I'm ready to take this out of its bucket. So we'll check in then. And here we are, 2 days after we set our bucket out, and it's time for the great unmolding of our ice lantern. I've been out here to check on it, and I'm looking at it here, and what I'm looking for is kind of a circle in there that looks like unfrozen water in the middle, and I'm hoping that the ice looks thick all the way around and deep from the top. And it's looking pretty good. I never know, every one of these comes out a little bit differently. So now, here we go. Let's hope for the best. And sure enough, there's the unfrozen part there, and we have a nice thick edge and a nice, well, we'll dump this water out of here and see what we've got. A nice deep reservoir in the middle, and that's where we'll put our candle. So later tonight, once it gets dark, I'm going to come out with a candle. I usually like to have a nice big candle that I have inside a glass container, or a votive, something like that. But not just put the candle in, but put the candle inside a container that's see-through, just for safety's sake. So that's what we'll do. And I'll see you when it gets dark. So here's the moment we've been waiting for. The moment when we get to light up our ice lantern on a nice, cold, dark, clear night. So I have a little glass votive jar and a votive candle in it. I think for the city of Glens Falls, they want you to use something with a battery rather than a live flame. But in my own yard where I can keep an eye on it, I'll use a candle. And so now here I go, I'm going to set this down in our lantern. And let's take a look at it, what it looks like from the side with the light shining through it. So grab a bucket and start keeping an eye on the weather. And the next time it looks like we might have a couple of cold nights in a row, try making an ice lantern of your own. If you do, I hope you'll bring it over to the park and enter it in the Crandall Pond Ice Lantern Contest. Let's decorate our pond. I'm sure it will be a sight to behold.